Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Pinball FX2. So I did some looking around as far as the DLC I'd purchased, and it turns out that actually all this row here is just DLC tables I haven't bought yet. So everything as far as this section, I could certainly go in here and play it as a demo, and maybe we'll do a quick look at some of these things when we're done, but it definitely paints a different picture because now we only really need to do through here and then the 5 that are here as far as the Independents, and then the remaining Marvel ones and the remaining Star Wars ones, which means we're a lot closer to being through all the tables I actually own. Today we're doing this Splosion Man. Last time we did Star Wars Episode 4, which was a very varied and inspired table, still having the same problems with all the other tables of just being an easy table to lose on. Let's hop in. It's not even Splosion Man, the original game. This is the license to the sequel, and both of those games are kind of old at this point, so they're not really in people's general memory. Like, I know this game only by name. I think it was a character that had the ability to explode itself, and it was it's kind of like Mr. and Miss Pac-Man, or Pac-Man and then Miss Pac-Man type thing. Now what's interesting is there's a robot head toy on the playfield, and that is definitely from that very famous real world pinball game. Let's see, it seems like we're going to have 5 missions. Promoting such a small time license seems kind of silly. So I wonder if magnets catch the eyeballs, the pinballs as the eyeballs of that robot head. Like, yeah, this. And then there's a ramp that spins around like that. That's gonna be weird. And then a trap door in some of the lanes, or all the lanes, it seems. Let's say Go Team Science. So I think we can start here. Let's get our View 4 that we love. Not knowing this game, though, I have like no idea what to do. I don't know the references. This is a pretty bad license in that fact. When they licensed their own game Castle Storm, which turned out to be the game I was thinking it was, it makes a lot of sense because Castle Storm is just this fantasy castle siege game that has that standard medieval style stuff that happens there.
Oh my god!
This game is so crazy and out there that I don't know. And we've got a very annoying song going on. And a lot of explosion. Frankly, I can't take the explosions already. It's hugely distracting.
Possible Splosion alert!
So I think I just locked the ball for a multi-ball. This game is bright pink with music, dancing, and explosions happening all around me. Glass breaking. Did they not think this through at all? And now robot head changed into something else. So as far as the general table layout, we've seen a lot of these before. We've seen too many ramps. We've seen an empty lower play field with not much of anything to do. We've seen distraction things on the bumpers next to the flippers. A lack of targets. Looks like there's no pop-up bumpers in this table at all. Are there drop-down targets even on this? Well, I guess there are technically drop-down targets on the robot side. I think I just started a mission. And I imagine Splosion Man and Splosion Man is like a fast-paced level, what would you call it, fast-paced platformer where you explode yourself. We've got a new character on the lower left, adding more distraction to the screen and actually blocking the in lanes of the left in lane, so I can't see it as well. That's not appreciated. And this music just keeps on going. I bet Splosion Man and Splosion Man are probably pretty fun games. They just have no relevance or even a good ability to be translated into a pinball game. Chaotic controlled movement doesn't just equate to pinball. Fast-paced controlled movement. It would be like them trying to do a pinball table based on Super Meat Boy. Those games are kind of too similar to even license. It's better to base it on something completely different. I'm not losing very much, but boy am I getting annoyed. I don't think I can take this much pink. It's just too much pink, it's too bright. Let's see, is there... Keep our eyes on. Is there anything here? We'll probably find a few things out when we look at the table guide.
Attention! Possible Splosion alert!
So... Careful not to drain the ball here. The ramps don't seem too difficult to get up, although the one on the left is going to be a difficult one to get up. It's just, this is one of those tables, again, where it's just too many ramps. Too many times you have to go up a ramp to
Attention!
do anything.
You have an extra ball! Alert! 2 balls are loose! Capture the ball! Jackpot! Capture the ball! Jackpot!
And now I'm up to 4 balls in the jackpot, on the multi-ball, and it seems like I can just keep going. Now, real pinball tables would have a maximum number of actual pinballs in the machine, and that would stop you from going any higher than that number, obviously. Even if the game was trying to give you more, it wouldn't be able to. Of course, being a video game here, you could theoretically fill a table with pinballs and just have them crammed all next to each other. That would certainly be a funny thing to see with these dancing around them, but sure wouldn't be real pinball, or even close to pinball. It'd be ridiculous. I think I'm doing a little too good here, considering I don't even know what I'm doing. Well, maybe I'm just getting a really good game. So if I play the tables I haven't purchased, it's gonna just stop me after like 1,000,000 points. And it's not gonna save to the leaderboard. Or I'm not gonna be able to do any of the achievements or anything. Not that any of that really matters to me. But then I'm almost certainly going to end up buying the tables anyways. But I think it might be worth it just to look at the demos and criticize the demos as they are and have this series be completely connected to itself and come out at the same amount of time, because I may not buy the other tables for like a year or more. Particularly since we've seen such a low percentage of Zen tables turning out to be worth playing. The bad to good ratio is not good. It is not in the right direction at all. This music is still playing and she is still dancing. This is driving me crazy. This would probably get me to talk. If you're trying to torture me, just play this music and sit there and dance like Splosion Man. And after about 20 minutes of that, I'd tell you the secret access codes or whatever you wanted to know. See, when I don't know the license, I don't know if they're doing a good job representing the license or not. I would say probably not the best of jobs, because if it's a game, if it's a platformer where you make yourself explode to get from point A to point B, why aren't there any pop-up bumpers? Why isn't there sections where the ball just bounces back and forth like crazy? Why aren't there more like kickback style things that can go boom and add to it? So I got 40 million there on the first try. That is quite a good amount of money. She's singing all my single ladies. So let's see. The skill shots, the alternate red and green lights, left or over to kick it. Try to hit the gate. So you're just timing your shot apparently to get into that area. There's a drop down like guide there. Well, that's not a skill shot, that's some kind of timing shot. If a skill shot is successful, then hit that really hard ramp for a super skill shot. I'm never going to get that. Hit the main orbit twice to activate the left treadmills, and another 2 times to activate the treadmill on the right. Is that like a kickback? The treadmills combos, hit any ramp multiple times. The left and right inlanes on the opposite orbits. Light the opposite orbits for a time. Shoot the orbits to raise the multipliers. So instead of spelling something on the inlanes, you have to go down the inlane, then hit the ramp on the opposite, the orbit. Zip line, shoot the Destructoid and collect the zips letters to open the Destructoid's jar and activate the zip line. Hit its mouth and then press the launch button at the right time to make the ball slide down the zip line. I didn't even know that part. That's a great example of the game just not explaining what you're supposed to do to a general person who would be playing this pinball table, who doesn't want to sit here and read all the instructions, and I barely read the instructions. Collect the cannon letters on the ramp to be able to shoot in there and use the cannon. Spiral worlds, shoot that for rewarded points. Alright, pop explosions. The left in lane lights the spiral for some explodes for a limited time, so go down that in lane and go up that ramp. And kicker combo. Shoot the left orbit kicker, the open gate for one more time, then shoot this. There's a lot of things here that require to hit one thing, then hit the other thing. It's very tight play that is requiring. Unbreakable walls. Splosion Man meets the scientist who blocks the way. Some lanes of the play field with unbreakable force fields. Hit the lanes with breakable glass walls to switch off the force fields. Alright. So go up the lanes basically. Electric beam hazards. Must be deactivated by hitting the lanes some more. Roller bot patrol. Hit those things. Barrel blast. Hit the barrels. And see Mighty Eternal. Like Splosion will free me, hit more lanes. Extra balls can be earned by repeating combos, kicker combos, zip line slides, and one of the cannon awards, so maxing out the multipliers. So there is really nothing on this table, is there? As far as it looks. It seems there's just the ramps. Every mission is shoot the flashing ramps. Everything is shoot the flashing ramps. Hey, there are pop-up bumpers. They're just hidden under there. And I didn't hit them once in the first game. So, how long have we been playing right now? 7 minutes? Let's see. 17 minutes. I'm already done. I'm already done with this table. I mean, really. If we know there's nothing here, it seems there's no missions in a general sense or kind of general way to start the missions. Instead, there's just different modes that are activated. I don't even know. I just looked at the instructions and I still didn't get how you start half those modes. And I might really like the theme of Splosion Man if they don't go too crazy with it. Of course, if they are playing the music and making jokes the whole time, that may be too much for me.
Clap on!
Oh, no, you didn't!
And I don't really trust most writers to do this personality and this style of character and not make them annoying. And so I would heavily suspect, if I ever do get around to playing Splosion Man and its sequel, Splosion Man, I'm probably going to find it annoying. I may also find it very frustrating as a platformer because it may be one of those more difficult
Drama!
Well, I don't think I'm going to get 40 million this time. What could pull me back into this table? Well, let's see. There was no less than 3 under the playfield tables for Star Wars Episode 4 New Hope. One of the under the tables was, under the playfield tables was reversed backwards. There was an on-screen mission through the dot matrix thing. There was like 3 multi-balls, several other very interesting elements that weren't
Possible explosion alert!
they weren't the best as far as implementation. That's still a major problem Zen is showing. The tables that are interesting often still have so many problems. It's like
Attention! Possible Splosion alert!
So that's how that works. You have to wait till the ball is under the ground and then hit the launch. Interesting. Let's see.
Stop it! We captured a ball!
So maybe I'll get another multi-ball here. What else could we add here? Well, you could have a half sphere dome and have the ball go to an upper playfield, and then just have the ground under it pop up and down like crazy, and just have like a three-dimensional targets, and just have the ball bounce around like crazy, getting tons of score. You could try something like that. Although, in the real world, if you did something like that, you'd almost certainly break a dome like that. But that would be kind of a cool idea. But without knowing more about the game or anything about the game, I guess the only thing I can base anything off is the name.
No escape!
So then just looking at the table, there's kind of nothing here. Like every little peg between the ramps could have been a target to hit. Instead, they could have made the ramps closer to the middle of the playing field. At least one of them. Like all the ramps in these tables have this very consistent tendency to be far at the back. There's really too much lights flashing around on most tables. It's like, do I need 20 flashing things and this giant artwork taking up the playfield, distracting the player sometimes? But it really already feels like we're just doing the same thing over and over again. We're probably getting a decent amount of points for it. I won't disagree with that. But if you feel like you've seen everything in the pinball table in 17 minutes, you failed to add anything special to it. And maybe if you were doing a really good license, but not really. Because then the good licenses, the big ticket licenses, the Star Wars licenses, really need to have a lot more interesting things happening. If this table was just one of their core creations, which it almost feels like it may very well have been one of their core creations, and they got a license and just pasted it on, I could certainly understand that, but that's not excusing it. Their core tables are pretty dull, at least the ones we've seen so far. In fact, most of their tables are pretty dull. It's a real shame, particularly since I knew I was going to end up going this route, probably, with the tables. Because I'd played a decent amount of Pinball FX before, and I was never really liked most of their tables. But they just don't understand what makes pinball good. Like, it's a shame. Now, and when you start this game, it says Microsoft Studios, so don't know if Zen Studios partnered with Microsoft Studios, or Microsoft Studios just published this game onto Steam, or what. Or Zen Studios is owned by Microsoft. Any of which could be the possibility. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like inherently Microsoft being involved makes the game better or worse. A lot of other companies, you can certainly make that argument, but I don't think Microsoft cares one way or the other. They just want to have more games for their consoles and more games for their Windows operating system. Which also may be a little odd because I think this Splosion Man is one of those Linux-friendly games. I tried for a long time to play Linux games, and it just never really was compatible enough. You could certainly get a decent amount of games running, but never as easy as installing Windows and having Steam, and never anywhere as many games.
Amazing! So cute!
Playing games on PC is kind of one of the few reasons why you actually still need Windows. Otherwise, you can probably go with a Chromebook if you need any kind of desktop style thing at all. So the conveyor belt there is the kickbacks. That's cool. So if I keep this game going, I might get above 40, and I wouldn't be super upset if we just kept this game going for the rest of the hour, got 100 million points somehow, and then I would never play this table again. Having trouble hitting something that actually does something.
Capture the ball.
I'm not getting any really audio feedback
Oh,
for
no, you didn't!
actual actions replaying the game that much. And that's an issue too. I really don't like the skill shot thing there. That's not a skill shot, that's a random luck shot.
Alert! 2 balls are loose.
There we go. Keep things in play.
Jackpot!
So I want to go up the center lane every time, as often as possible.
Jackpot!
I could also get more balls blocked. That would be fun too.
Capture the ball.
4 balls on the table right now. More jackpots. I'm not saying jackpot anymore. Is that because you guys stopped saying jackpot, or is it because the jackpot is no longer achieved that way? Or did I get all the jackpots? Keep the balls in place. See, jackpot value maxed out, it says. Which means this multiplayer actually it's just wasting my time at that point. I've never seen a pinball table do that. Not until I started seeing these Zen tables have I seen missions that just quickly run out of time and stop. Upper play fields that just make you drink a ball after a certain amount of time. and you can't keep playing. A jackpot's getting maxed out, so you can't get any more points. And it's literally stopping the player from playing. And like making it more difficult to score. It makes zero sense. If somebody's an expert at pinball and they can hit the same shot over and over again, reward them for that. Let them get points. Don't sit there and say, no, you've got too many points for doing this one action. You have to do something different. You have to get out of multi-ball mode, because multi-ball mode's not has been used too much. It's ridiculous. If I can keep multi-ball going for an hour straight, I should still get jackpots. I should still get a reward, and it would totally explain how some of the players on the leaderboards have billions of points on some of the tables. And then I wouldn't have to say I think those people are cheating. But since I know the game is limiting you that way, it just enforces my thought that those people have manipulated the leaderboards or cheated some other way. Still no match 3 to get a free play. 30 minutes in, and did we look at the achievements? I guess we didn't. Let's see what they are. You have to go online to continue. Well, why am I not online? Let's see, what in the world is going on? My internet is interestingly not on. Well, my internet's down. So maybe we won't see what the tutorial is.
Here we go!
I've heard enough of Splosion Man at this point to know I would be annoyed by her. She sounds like she's a Valley Girl style cliche. Or teenagers cliche. And either way, that is annoying. And of course, it's a little annoying for the internet to be down, but that is the one thing I can't really blame on Zen Pinball FX now,
No, you
is it?
didn't!
It is a little weird though that it won't tell you the achievements. And if it won't tell me the achievements while I'm not online, does that mean my scores won't count while I'm not online? You would think it would give me some warning if that was the case.
Attention! Possible
It gives me
explosion
warning
alert!
when playing with different settings other than the default settings. So I see no reason why it wouldn't give me a warning that you have to be online for this. Although it is also kind of weird that you'd have to be online for this very much at all, considering there's no multiplayer in the sense of online multiplayer. There's only local hot seat taking turns. And that's certainly something they could add here, is if you could spectate somebody else's game, if you could chat while the other person's playing, that might give somebody more reason to play longer if they could talk to their friends. If you really embrace some of the stuff that Hearthstone has done about quests and just like having friends and making it a more social and more frequently played game, that might work a little bit better. Although I kind of also hate Hearthstone for what it does and how it brings you back to the player, even if you don't really want to. And I guess Splosion Man is just not gonna show up at all. You'd think since there isn't an Splosion Man pinball, he might make a appearance or something. I wonder if they were human originally, or if they're just created out of pure energy. They kind of look like even more ridiculous superheroes than the Marvel superheroes. So we just keep on playing, just to put in our time. It really feels like a job. There's nothing that happens really with the background robot, it seems. He just looks everywhere at you.
Attention! Possible Splosion alert!
There's only two different heads under there. You know, I haven't seen any screw elevators as a design. So imagine a spiral staircase style thing with a tube around it, and the ball would slowly get moved up an area as the spiral staircase screw spun around. That would be really cool. And I don't know if I've even seen it on the real pinball table, but I bet it has happened somewhere. I don't even know what you add here. Just add something. Just do something different. Try something new.
Possible Splosion alert! We capture the ball!
Just don't make the same table over and over again with a different job. That's all this feels like. This is just elements from other tables, cut and pasted.
Alert! 2 balls are loose!
Super easy multi-ball, that's kind of nice. And easy to lock multi-ball. Does add a level of enjoyment to the table. Just don't think it's enough. So what do I do when I exhaust all the jackpots? Which I think I've probably done at this point. Do I just keep the balls in play for no real reason? Or do I do something else? Do I leave one ball on purpose? That way we don't have a potential of losing both balls. Come on.
You're fired.
It's so dull. It really is so dull. And it's not a matter... Ooh, why is the mouse in the middle? Oh, because I alt-tabbed out. It's like... It's not a matter of the fact that I'm losing. It's just a matter of the fact that we've seen it all before. And personally, I've seen it done better before in real pinball tables. Does it? And the music's driving me crazy. The Splosion Man's not better. We don't know who the bad guy is. Well, I don't, since I don't know the license in the game. And I don't know what the goals are. So then I'm playing this table that might as well be written in Chinese for all it means to me. I could play it just as easily if all of the dialogue and music and were written in Chinese. Yeah, there's just like nothing you could say. The little dome up there on the spiral seems to do nothing. All the things on the sides of the table seem to do nothing. Whatever the little canister things are.
Oh, no, you didn't!
Things in the lower playfield don't mean anything either. It's doing the same launch idea as Daredevil. Not Daredevil, Deadpool. So it's like one of those, the TNT idea for launching the ball was stolen from one of the tables and used in the other. Playing a game like this and seeing all the potential bad tables here makes me so glad for the good ones. At least a little bit. I can take solace that there is Pinball Arcade out there, that those tables are done well and faithful to the actual pinball machines that they're based on. That there isn't ridiculously annoying music playing the whole time, that there aren't TV characters, that there isn't always this push to attain some audience that doesn't probably exist. Like, here's a great example of, I bet there's not a huge following of people in 2016 for Splosion Man. I bet several people have played it, lots of people played it and said it's a good game, but I bet nobody's really singing its praises still. And for that, a license to a game that has not proven itself to be timeless and have more of a universal appeal.
Jackpot! Please capture the ball!
Like, it seems like a waste of a license.
Jackpot!
It seems like a waste of time. Like, a great counter example to this is the, like, 50th or 80th anniversary of the Wizard of Oz movie was recent, like a couple years ago, and they made a pinball for that. So if you want to take something that has very broad appeal and is pretty timeless, you don't have to look much further than the Wizard of Oz, and that's a license using pinball. That table, that real-world table, will be playable in arcades for decades going forward. Even when we hit the 60, 70 year or 100-year anniversary of The Wizard of Oz, still gonna work pretty well. On the other hand, let's say there was a show that was kind of popular when it first came out, but lost some steam. What was the name of that show? I can't even remember the name of the show I'm thinking of. I'm not going to say Firefly because Firefly does have a niche audience that's still very much in love with it. And so Firefly Pinball would actually be a good license. I was going to say... let's go with like the Warehouse 13 of Sci-Fi Channel. Like, that's a pretty popular show, but not going to be really remembered that much. If you made a Warehouse 13 pinball mission, which maybe they did even, it's not going to have any appeal in 10 years time there. It's not going to barely have any appeal even right now, because people would have had to watch that TV series on the Sci-Fi Channel, which is a significant number of people, and be really in love with that TV show. So, is that a good license to spend all the money and effort and time to make a pinball table on? Not really. And what more than likely would happen is a table like that will get sent back to the manufacturer, and they'll put a new license coat of paint on it and move some stuff around, and then it will get resold as something different. As you could certainly do right now, is just put a different coat of paint on this and call this a game, call this Robot, and it would work just as well. Because the only thing that's even interesting here are a couple of robots.
Who left the toilet seat up again?
Of course, the way these licenses go and the way Zen works, there's no reason why they would ever stop selling this table unless they lose the license. Because they can just put it on Steam on a Steam sale for really cheap, and then that might be the Trojan horse to get people to play Pinball FX in general, and Pinball FX2 in itself is the Trojan horse to get people to buy more tables. That's why there are demo modes installed by default for every single table they have. To the point where it even seems like we own more tables than we actually do, because they're not labeled as available or demo or anything. They're only labeled as new if they happen to be the newest table.
Attention! Possible Splosion alert!
I'm getting worse at the zipline launch attempt, but I really couldn't care less. Seems so strange that I'm averaging like 30 million on this table each time, and yet I'm having no fun at all doing it. I'm just mindlessly beating the balls around.
You're fired.
Waiting for the game to be over, waiting for the hour to be up. Just putting in a boring day's worth of work, effectively.
I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl in the world. Here we go.
Here we go! Not so fast!
So, kind of the recap, this game has not interested me in playing the table more. It has not interested me in playing Splosion Man, and it hasn't even bothered to tell me that Splosion Man is the sequel to Explosion Man. So it really hasn't worked as a standalone product or as an advertisement piece. If anything, it's told me don't go play Splosion Man because it's going to be annoying. And every bad table in Pinball FX2 tells me not to buy any more tables because there's far too many
Possible Splosion
far
alert.
too many bad tables that get packaged in bundles with just mediocre tables, or sometimes a DLC feels like you might get just 2 bad tables anyways. You won't even get one good one. I suppose it's a good thing that none of these tables have just blown my head off. If it would be incredibly more frustrating if they made one table that was just awesome. The Force Awakens is about the closest to that, and it still has a lot of the problems of all the other tables. So, if they've learned in The Force Awakens is one of their newest tables, that's good, but they still feel like they have a lot to go. It'd be nice if they were all good, but it would be really confusing if one was great and all the others were mediocre at best. I hate how the ball gets caught and disappears on the field there. That's not a real pinball thing, and it takes the ball out of play for a long amount of time. So, I think they probably could have done more with this robot. There is a real-world pinball table we have to knock down, drop down targets that are the teeth of, I think, a robot or a clown. Somewhat similar to this, but I think there are more of them. And I think the clown or robot head is much bigger and in the center of the table, so you can target it a little bit easier than this angle. Oh, this music.
Hey, watch where you explode. Pain sauce, man.
Splosion! Amazing!
I have no idea what I'm doing here. The center lane shot here is a pretty good shot to get, pretty easy to get one. Let's see. How long have I been playing now? 53 minutes, maybe? Maybe we can call it done here. It's been a quick hour, too. It's just because there's been nothing to say. I hate to do that. This is how my Hearthstone blog channel has been lately, because I usually talk about what's happening on news and stuff, and there's just been no news in my life or in the video game world. So it's just been like, well, I'm gonna play this card game and have nothing to say about this card game because I've been playing it for 3 years. It's the same thing. I'm gonna play this pinball game and I'm gonna have nothing to say about it because we've covered these topics so many times, and you can hopefully see the similarities between this table and the other tables that are bland. So often it's either the table is bland or the table is interesting but awful to play on. on a rare instances. Very rarely have they made the table both interesting to play and fun to play on. It's harder than you would think, I assume, to actually get that to work, I suppose. So the best high score we're gonna get here is 40 million. We never got any bigger than that. That's fine. 40 million gives us a super score of 1,308, and that multiplied by the 29 tables we played, which I assume if I play the tables on demo mode, they won't get added. I assume none of these scores will get added if I play the demo tables, but that's probably fine. So can we see the achievements? Yes. So perform 100 Splodes on Splosion Man, defeat the Mighty Eternal on Splosion Man, which I assume that robot is the Mighty Eternal. Leaderboards, let's see. Well, you have 20 billion, then 3 billion, then a steady downfall to 1.5 billion points all time. Well, one of these certainly cheated. I mean, you can't even really make an argument that they didn't, but I bet the rest have a chance that they cheated too. Super score, same thing. 3 million, 2 million, 500,000, all the way down to 75,000. Pinball Wizard is affected by super score, so big numbers there. Challenges, no friends. Pinball King, no friends. And local high score, we got 40 million. The top high score was 10 million. Let's go ahead and see if there's a tournament, just in case. Nope, no tournaments running. No surprise there. Well, so that was Splosion Man. Another just dull table. Next time we do Marvel Captain America, and then we do Masters of the Force, and then we come back and we do Earth Defense, and we continue doing this until we've covered all these tables. We've covered a lot of them already, but there's still a lot more to do. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.